Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. It is time today for another shelf spotlight. And I'm so excited because it is the first day of summer today, officially. Yay! Summer is here. Well, yay, maybe for some people. And for those of you down under, my friends down there, it's the first day of winter. So maybe if you need a bright spot in your life, this list of books will be for you. I went through my shelves and pulled all the books off that have the word summer in the title or sun, and I have one sunrise and one sunset. And I could have gone farther to like As Bright as Heaven or Shiner by Amy Jo Burns, but I decided not to go in this direction because that would have been a huger list, even a bigger list than what I already have. So unfortunately, not very many of these I've read yet. A lot of these are just TBR books, but I'm going to start with my stack of middle grade, and I've read one of these. So I do have, though, I'll start with the one that I've read because why not? And even in the other ones, I think there's only one of the adult books that I've read as well. Oh no, two. Let's just jump right in. Starting with this stack of middle grade books. I have The Penderwicks, which the first book is subtitled A Summer Tale of Four Sisters, Two Rabbits, and a Very Interesting Boy. And this definitely takes place in the summer. This is by Jean Birdsall. Takes place in the summer. This family of three sisters in this first book, maybe four, and their father go to live in this caretaker cottage at this big estate, and they meet the son of the family who lives at the estate, and it's just their adventures, and it's very sweet and heartwarming, and the kickoff of a fantastic middle grade series with a strong family element at its core. So good. Then all these ones I haven't yet read, but I really want to. Summer at Meadowood by Amy Rebecca Tan. She wrote A Kind of Paradise, which takes place in a library, which is one of my favorite places. And this one takes place at a summer camp, which is another one of my favorite places growing up. I don't really know anything about the plot of it. I just know it happens at a summer camp, and I loved her first book. I mean, look how summery that is. Oh, makes me kind of sad that I'm not involved in any camps this summer. Then I have Caterpillar Summer by Gillian McDunn. I think this is about a strong bond between a brother and sister. I know the dad passes away and the mom's working extra hours. So it's a family drama, but it clearly takes place in the summer. Look at that setting in the front at the beach or a lake. Love it. Then we have an older one, Summer of the Swans by Betsy Byers. This is on my Newbery shelf. So that will get read at some point. I'm due for another Newbery weekend where I knock off a bunch more. Another one that's won lots of awards, but not a Newbery medal winner. It was an honor book. This is One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia. And we're going to follow these three sisters. I believe this is the start of a trilogy. So I'm really excited. They look feisty and fun, those three sisters. I'm just excited for that one. A historical fiction, Under the Blood Red Sun by Graham Salisbury. This one takes place in Hawaii in 1941. This is going to be an emotional, I can tell by that cover, it's going to be an emotional World War II read. There are three others in this series, it looks like. I don't know if this is book 4 or if they're companions or what, but it does have that sun word in the title. This last middle grade might be stretching it a little bit. Sunnybrook, Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm by Kate Douglas Wiggin. Another kind of classic children's book that I may have read when I was a kid, but I really don't remember. Let's do the ones that strictly have the word summer in them. And this first one is kind of funny because the title of the book is Falling Like Snowflakes, which doesn't feel like a summery read, but for my down under friends, here's a good summer book for you, winter and summer, because it takes place in the winter, but it takes place at Summer Harbor. So this is the first in her Summer Harbor series, and then the second one is The Goodbye Bride, but it also is part of the Summer Harbor novel. So I was kind of stretching for those two by Denise Hunter. These are Christian romances. I've read a couple of Denise Hunters and I've enjoyed them. Nothing earth-shattering or anything like that, but they've been fun. Then I have a Pam Jenoff, which she's one of the authors that I would really like to get to this year. And this one is The Last Summer at Chelsea Beach. This one takes place in 1941 in Italy. Pam Jenoff is, I believe all of her books are World War II historical fiction. I haven't heard too much about this one, so I don't know very many people who've read it or not. So let me know if you've read this one, if you've liked it or not. The Summer of Broken Things by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I believe this is a YA, 14-year-old Avery. Margaret Peterson Haddix wrote a series that I really enjoyed, a middle grade, like older child, a young middle grade series that I really enjoyed. I forget what it's called. Among the Imposters, Among the Free, Among the Barons, Among the Hidden, I think is the first one, Among the Hidden. I forget what the name of that series is, but I really enjoyed that. And then 2 people recommended one of her books in my middle grade recommendations video this year. So she's an author that I would like to read more from. I have 2 here from Beatrice Williams. She wrote 100 Summers and Summer Wives. This one, 100 Summers, takes place Memorial Day 1938 in Rhode Island. So we've got a New England book here. And then a hurricane comes to the Atlantic coast. So a little bit historical there. And then this one, this is a ravishing post-war fable of love, class, power, and redemption set among the inhabitants of an exclusive island off the New England coast. Summer of 1951. Hey, are all of Beatrice Williams' books set in New England? I'm curious about that. I didn't realize that. I have lived in New England, and that is intriguing to me. So yeah, I'm interested in picking up at least one of those maybe this summer. And then the last one that I have that actually has summer in the title is Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. And I believe this starts off kind of feeling like a summery beach read, but then it turns into a mystery, almost thriller vibe in the second half. So it doesn't really give off that impression by its cover, but that's what I've heard about it. A friendship and forgiveness set during a disastrous wedding on picturesque Cape Cod. One of the ones I've actually read is another Denise Hunter, Blue Ridge Sunrise, and I believe this is the first in a Blue Ridge series. This was okay. I buddy read this, I believe, with Chloe from Always Booked, and we both enjoyed it, but didn't love it. Like, it was okay. A little bit predictable, a little bit frustrating, but it has that word sunrise in the title. And then for a sunset, I have a Susan Meissner book that I haven't heard too many people talk about. This is Stars Over Sunset Boulevard. This one takes place in Los Angeles, dual timeline. So in the golden age of Hollywood in 1938, and then also in present day, both in LA. In the present day storyline, a hat worn by Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind ends up in a vintage clothing boutique by mistake. She tries to return it to its owner, and that takes her on a journey more enchanting than any classic movie. That sounds like a fun storyline. And then also in 1938, Violet Mayfield sets out to reinvent herself in Hollywood after her dream of becoming a wife and mother falls apart. She lands a job on the set of Gone with the Wind. She meets Audrey Duvall, once rising film star who is now a fellow secretary. Audrey's zest for life and their adventures together among Hollywood's glitterati enthrall Violet until each woman's deepest desires collide. What Audrey and Violet are willing to risk for themselves and each other to ensure their own happy endings will shape their friendship and their lives far into the future. So fun that it revolves around Gone with the Wind. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then the last 3 that I have just have the word sun in the title. One that I really, really would love to get to, maybe not this summer, but before the end of the year for sure, is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. I really loved The Kite Runner, even though it was very heavy and sad. I just had to sit down and cry a couple times during The Kite Runner. I don't know anything about what this one is. I just know that I really would love to read more from this author. And this has come highly recommended. This is one of the ones that a lot of you picked for me to read this year. It's on my recommendations cart. I'm just very intrigued by it. A beautiful, heart-wrenching story of an unforgiving time, an unlikely friendship, and an indestructible love. I really don't want to read more than that. It's going to be set in the Middle East, maybe Afghanistan. Yeah, Afghanistan again. This is going to be good. I'm really excited for that. And if you're in a mystery mood, I have found an Agatha Christie on my shelf that has sun in the title, Evil Under the Sun. I have been in a mystery mood lately, and I pulled out The Murder of Roger Ackroyd because I really want to read that soon. But this one has the word sun in the title, and I love that it's the orange one. Very appropriate. This is a Hercule Poirot mystery. I think it's like number 24 if you're reading them in order. But there's a beach and a woman on the beach under an umbrella in that little picture. I don't want to know more than that. And then my favorite book of last year. Does anybody remember? This is a nonfiction and it's The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton. This is a nonfiction about Anthony, who was wrongfully convicted and spent 30 years on death row. And it's his story. He is such an incredible man with such grace and forgiveness, and it deals with his story and how he became to be convicted, what happened, how he spent those years. He does not gloss over the bitterness and anger that he felt for the first few years of his incarceration, but how he changed. He's a man of faith and he loves God, and definitely attributes a lot of his ability to even withstand that time period to his walk with God. But he just is such a man of integrity and grace, and I loved his story very, very much. I found it challenging and uplifting and insightful, inspiring. It was so good. Please read this one. If you pick any from this list to read, I would say pick this one, The Sun Does Shine. So those are my summer books. I would love to hear from you. Do you have any books on your shelves that have the word sun or sunrise or summer in the title that I didn't mention today? I'm super curious about that. I hope that you enjoyed this little look at some of my shelves. Unfortunately, I didn't have very many that I actually have read, so I could talk about with more gusto. Most of these are TBR books, but I hope that you enjoyed this little shelf spotlight and welcome the summer. Does anybody have summer as their favorite season? I know there's some of you out there. I'm a spring and fall girl myself. Summer and winter are not my faves, but I know there's some of you who just love this time of year. And hello to those of you who are entering winter. I am thinking of you as well. But I hope that you enjoyed this, and that's all for today. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye.